Hi all. We are going to start in the next 1 minute. Yeah, so we are going to start in the next 1 minute. Welcome all to the NextJS Beginners to Advance, and NextJS Beginners to Advance is something which everyone was waiting. So NextJS is one of the hottest technology out there right now, and everyone might have seen some YouTube videos about NextJS and all. Every React.js job nowadays React requires some NextJS knowledge also, and all the hottest startups uses Next.js. Okay, so there is a reason for that, and I will tell the reason once we start the session. I will tell the reason for that because there is some reason for that, and there are only two skills which are required with React.js knowledge. React.js is very small. Means I generally completed on my YouTube channel in 5 days, and that is more than enough. And over that, React router is there, which is again a very small library. But the one of the main thing in Next.js means beside React, what is there is Redux is very important one, because Redux is something which every interviewer is going to ask you whether they're going to use it or not, whether they're using context API in their project or not. So all of those things are there in this channel. Okay, so yeah, good evening everyone. So the other thing is that your Next.js. So let's start with what is Next.js, because there is a bit of theory behind it. What is Next.js? And as always, one sec, I will tell one thing that attendance, again, this is a certification course. Attendance will be given at the end as always. Okay, so one sec. Okay, so attendance will be given as always at the end. Okay, so what is Next.js and why it was required? So Next.js is something means yeah. So what does a traditional React app have? Okay, so let me also share my screen and let me run one command, because as always it takes a lot of time to create a React app. Okay, so let me share my screen and let me run the Next.js command, which is a bit different. Okay, so again you need a terminal. So I'm on a Mac terminal, so whatever terminal you are there, it is okay. So let us create a app first, and then we are going to I'm going to tell a bit about what is Next.js. You have to give this con. It is not npx create React app, it is create next app. And Next.js crash course, I'm writing Next.js crash course, and see the dependency only, it is telling that it is React DOM and next. Okay, so what is this Next.js exactly? Next.js is, okay, see, it is so fast. Actually, in general, most of the time what happens, React.js takes around 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm always worried that okay, it will also take that much time, but it didn't took that much time. Okay, it was quite fast. Okay, so yeah, so what is Next.js? Next.js is a server-side rendering thing. So React.js, what happens? React.js is happens everything on the client side, the bundle and all those things that happens on the client side. So there are 2 3 drawbacks in that. First thing is that the site becomes a bit slow, not that much slow, because React is there because of the speed of it. React is much more faster than Angular. Those who don't know, React is 10 times faster than Angular in any version of it, because it uses something known as virtual DOM. So it is very fast, and that was the reason Facebook adopted it in its own products also, and then open sourced it also, because it was so successfully internally in Facebook. Because Facebook, though all of you might know that there are 3 billion people on Facebook, which is half of the world population, and they get the most number of requests, even more than Google they get. Okay, so they require something very fast, and which was provided by Next.js, but with not by Next.js, by React.js. But what happened with React.js, everything moved to the client side. Earlier, before React times, what used to happen, everything, most of the things used to be happening on the server side, not on the client side. In React, what happens, all the front end code runs on the client side, and sometimes it's become very slow also, and all those things are there. So that is there. So for that reason, something known as server side rendering came in between. So server side rendering came in between for that. So server side rendering is what? Server side rendering is means the whole of the rendering will be done on the server side of the React.js app. So what new to this? So yeah, you have to go through all JavaScript and all and threshold. Yeah, you're quite new to it, because Next.js is a React.js framework. Next.js is a React.js framework, and Angular and React.js are competitors. Okay, and Next.js is a React.js framework. So there are some other React.js frameworks also are there, like Gatsby.js. So Gatsby.js, Next.js, they're all built on top of React.js, but they takes a different approach. Gatsby is only limited to generating static sites. The static sites are very fast. Even my site is my blog site. It's, those who don't know, this is my blog site. This is a very complicated site, but this is made in Gatsby.js because I have written 3 books on Gatsby.js also. So this is made in Gatsby.js, and this is super fast. So this static kind of sites, they can be easily made with Gatsby and all. Okay, so that is the thing. They can be easily made with Gatsby. But what is this? Nexus is a complete framework in which all the server-side rendering is done. So what is benefit? So if React.js applications are fast, then these are super fast because all the application is compiled on the runtime on the server side only. And also it is very good for SEO, which we are going to see soon. Why it is very good for SEO? Why Next.js app is more better than React.js app in the term of SEO? You're going to see that. So we have just created this app. Okay, so I'll do next crash course. And one more thing is there, it is the routing is much more easier than that. In React.js, routing is always a problem. There is a third party tool known as React Autodom. It is way too much complicated. First thing is that you have to add a lot of things. Even in Angular, the routing is similar to that. And other thing is that it keeps on changing. See, right now in my channel also there are 2 videos. One is React Router version 5 and one is React Router version 6, and they are really different. And React Router version 6 just came out, and since they are not related, they are third party library, so they keep on changing and they keep on breaking also. In Next.js, everything is inbuilt. See, you'll see how easy it to route. How easy is to route is like home page is there, then contact us page is there, all those are there. So those are not as routing. That is not that much easy in React with React Router, but that is very, very easy in Next.js. Okay, so that is there. And one more thing, let me tell here. Okay, okay. This will be given at and attendance will be given at the end. As always, all 5 days attendance. Those who are attending my this 5-day workshop first time, I give attendance every day here, not like the weekend one day, because it is 5 day, 5 hours. Okay, so yeah, so automatic routes are there in Next.js and all. So that is there. And now let me start it with VS Code. So I have started it with VS Code. Okay, it's very big. Okay. So I have started. Let me make it big and big. Okay, so this is all the file structure in a Next.js app, and how to run a Next.js app. It is different than a React.js app. How to run React.js we run by npm start. No, here we don't run it like that. Here we run it by npm run dev, and see, it will start. It is start, but it starts at the same location. Localhost 3000. It starts at the same location, and it is even super faster than React.js. We just saw how fast it was to build an app with it. It was hardly 1 minute, 30-40 seconds. And next React.js app, those who know, npx create React app takes around 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how Next.js looks. Next.js looks like this, and welcome to Next.js and all this. So this is the basic thing which is there. And this is the file structure, nothing much to explain and all. It is a bit different, and we have something known as pages here. I will explain it once we go in. Okay, so this page, all of this page is coming from a file known as index. This pages folder is very important here. So it is not like React component and app route and all those things. No, they are not there, but everything is React code only. As I've always told, Next.js is 99% same as React. Okay, only 1% is different. The thing is that how it is implemented, and all startups love it because it is much more faster than React.js. And there is another thing, is it is very much SEO friendly, which was an issue with React.js and React.js also, and that issue was solved with Next.js also and Gatsby also. Okay, I just created an npx means if you have to know React. Okay, the prerequisite for Next.js is React.js. Okay, so those who have not attended React.js have to attend React.js. The prerequisite is React.js, as simple as that, because it's a React.js framework. Okay, So go through the React.js again. The steps which I repeated was just npx create react, npx create next app. This I did, npx create react app, next crash course, and then this npm run dev. I opened it with VS Code and then npm run dev. I did just as simple as that. And then see this whole thing index.js, as with the React, the app.js is shown here. The index.js is shown, not the app.js, but the index.js has been shown. Okay, get a bit bigger VS Code. Okay, so this has been shown. So what are there? All the different, all these things which you're seeing, they are all there, and we can remove it as always. Nobody uses this thing. Okay, so next head is there, and return, I will remove all these things except this div. There are no setup step involved. You just need to have a Node.js installed, just like in a React.js. If a React.js project work, then the Next.js project will also work, because React.js require nowadays nothing, no setups are required in React.js, Next.js. Everything runs on npx. No setup is required. Only Node. Only the thing is that Node.js should be installed, or else nothing works. Okay, so it is having some head component. Okay, we are going to have this head component only because it is having this head component. Okay, so we are going to have this head. So after this div, I will keep this head, and then we'll have a title. Title is and so this head takes a lot of things, means like meta and all those things it takes. Okay, so we can give meta also. So those who don't know, meta is something which is used by Google search, Google bots. Okay, so we can give all those meta here, nice metas here, and name equal to keywords, and content equal to web development, comma, programming. All these things we can have. So head is something like the head of HTML document, the head part of that. So this is something like that. Okay, and then one more thing is that h1. Okay, this is not working. h1 is next.js dash course. I will save it, and it will come like this. Okay, it will come like this. But one of the main things, I told that it is very good for SEO. Why it is very good for SEO? Let me right click and inspect it, and I will go to the console. Okay, I'll go to the console. And those who are watching on LinkedIn, can they please come on YouTube, because I'm not getting all those messages from LinkedIn and not. Okay, so I'll do an inspect here, and it is showing me this h1 Next.js crash course. It is showing me. Okay, this is something those who are not open. Actually, I think I have also not shown, but I've shown once. Those who know React.js, there is everything is been given in the, there is something known as ID of root in a React.js app. So everything is wrapped in that. So what happened? You can never see the real code of a React.js app. So that is good also, but that is more bad. See, someone might be saying, okay, my code is secret. Okay, I will put it in a React.js app and you will not be able to see. Those who don't know our HTML CSS app, you can see the whole code, mainly the HTML part. HTML part, you can see the complete HTML part in a HTML app. But in a React.js app, you cannot see anything. You just cannot see, because there is a div with ID of root is there. Div with ID of root, you will see that div with ID of root. Whole of the app comes through that only, div with ID of root. Those who don't know, means go to the first lecture of my React.js. I have explained it very well. So, but what is happening in Next.js? All of my code is being shown. All of my code will be shown. Now, this thing might be seems like a bad thing, like it's a bad thing in the coding world, but no, it is very good for SEO. So the startups, for this reason only, loves React Next.js, because if they build through this, the Google bots pick up the sites very good, because at the end of the day, the startups are public site. So I have built it a lot for enterprise also, but enterprise, what happens, they lives behind the intranet, they lives behind the local net, but a startup is there who want to be a Flipkart. Their site need to be accessible by everyone. Their site need to be an awesome SEO. SEO, those who don't know, it is search engine optimization. Their site need to be a very good SEO. And for SEO, Google requirement is that Google should be able to see the whole of the site. Google bot should be able to see the whole of the site. And a Next.js app, a Google bot can see the whole of the site, but a React.js app, a Google bot cannot see the whole of the site. Okay. And maybe Google have this rule for its benefit also, because Google runs the competitor which is Android, and Facebook is with React. But with Next.js, this changed, and now Google bot can see whole of the site, which is very important for the SEO purposes, and it is loved by marketing teams. Okay, so that is there. You can see whole of the site by just right clicking on it. So this is one of the biggest benefit of Next.js. Okay, so now we all know, those who have worked with React.js, they all know that how painful it is to work with the routing. Okay, so Aditya was also saying, and all of you are seeing, please do like and subscribe. If you're new here, please do like and subscribe. Okay, so those who know, routing is a pain, and React Router version 6 is a bigger pain. So let us learn how to create a new route in Next.js, which is actually very easy to create a new route. You just have to go here in the pages folder. Pages folder is very important. You have to go in the pages folder, and I have to just create a file here. I need to create something about.js. I'm just creating an about.js file, and then first thing is that I will import this head. Why I'm importing this head? See, I'm importing this head because this header tag is something, this, it has got this title also. See this title, I'm changing this title, the web dev, it is coming from here. Meta keyword for the Google, it is there. And about, so about, what is this about? So I have to import head, always head I have to import head is something which comes from your Next.js only. Okay, so const about is like equal to this, and again it will be, everything is like React.js. The code is exactly like React.js. Okay, so nothing different is there. Only the thing is there. It is export default and about, export default about. Okay, so then return is there, and div is there, and inside the div we are again going to have this head tag. Okay, we are going to have this head tag, and let us don't have this meta this time. Just have this head tag and remove it. We are not doing that much SEO right now. Okay, so a head tag, and here I can just simply do a about. Those who don't know, this is also a pain in React. Means how to give the title. How to give the title is a pain. Okay, so that is there, and then h1 is about page, maybe about page, and save it. And see now where is my about. This is about page. This is so simple. This is like that. And those who don't know, means React Router has a lot of, means it will take me half an hour to even explain to how to use that router, how to install npm install React Router DOM, how to have those route. There will be a route file, then will be slash and all, exact command, switch command. The setup only takes around 10 minutes. The setup only takes around 10 minutes in React Router. Okay, so that is there, and this is how simple it is. It is, so that's why nowadays most of the people make this Next.js and Next.js only. And if you have Next.js in your portfolio, it really matters a lot. You should have 2-3 Next.js projects in your portfolio. If you're just going to going out for a React.js job, you should have 2-3 Next.js projects. And this is not that much different. As I always said, it is 99% same, but there is 1% difference is there. Okay, so now let us understand one more thing. Okay, so there is a file like this. This is a very important file in Next.js. Okay, this app.js, which actually wraps around all of our pages. Okay, so this, through this only, this, see, this is inside this pages folder, so it's wrap around all of our pages. Okay, so what happens here, if you want to implement a general layout, we will implement it here. We'll implement it here. So okay, so let us create our layout component. Okay, layout component we are going to create, and components folder, I can see there is no src or something, so I can create a components folder here. Okay, components folder I'm going to create, and inside this components folder I will create a layout.js. And just one thing is there, see components folder as in react also have this component folder. We generally give it the capital letter, and pages I have given it the small. So this is by default, means you should take it like this. Okay, layout, or else if you give it a is capital, then this will be also capital, which will look very funny. Okay, so layout.js I'm going to create, and in layout.js what I'm going to do is let me do RAFC. I'm used to this, but we don't have this react and all, we don't have to do this thing. Okay, so here what I have to do is I'm going to create a common layout I'm going to create. Okay, so in this layout I'm going to have children. I'm going to soon saw what I'm doing. So div is there, and then I'll have a main, and inside this main the children will be there. Inside this main the children will be there, and this div and class name equal to styles dot container, and see not a style sheet. Okay, why it is saying me style sheet, sty, I guess styles dot container I have. Yeah, Nexus makes the routing very easy. One of the biggest plus point of Next.js is this only. It made the routing very easy. And those who don't know, React router version 6 is again a pain. It had changed the React router version 5 completely, and everything you have to learn from the starting. React router version 6. If you want to see React router version 6, it is there on my channel. You can see it out. React router version 6 is also there, version 5 is also there. So this is a layout file which I have created, which is taking a children having some styles. So where to have these styles? So we will have these styles in our there is a folder. Again, there are a lot of folders here, which means something. It is not like that it doesn't means anything, it means something. So there is a folder known as styles. Okay, styles. So inside this folder you'll see this, there is a global.css, home module.css, all these styles actually comes from here. So here we have to, and there is one more thing. React, this Next.js uses something known as modules. So this is also a thing known as React modules. React also has this module system. So module system, what is the benefit of this module system? The benefit of this module system that your styles are localized. It will not go to some other file. The styles are localized. So I will come here and I will create a layout dot module dot css. So there are two ways to do this css in React. Okay, normal way is also there, dot css you do, but dot css if you do, there is a problem of global css. Okay, and there are two ways to solve. One is this modular css, and another is the style component, which I love. Style component, you'll find it in a lot of my project, style component. So that is another way. Okay, so layout or modular css will have, and let us have something here. Okay, so container I'm having, and so this container and this main I'm having this. Okay, so all of both of these things I'm having. Okay, I'm taking it here. So nothing much, these are the things which we just have in the layout. Okay, this container, we have given this container, and we have given this main. So we are making that a main height is there, padding is there, flex direction, justify content, and all those things are there. Okay, all these nice things are there here, layout. And as now, how to use it, how to use a module, how to use a module. This is not a module. Dot module is important. Dot module is a keyword. Dot module dot css is a keyword. So now how to use this module? So we have to use this module because see, I'm using styles here. This is something related to the module, so we have to use it like import styles from styles layout dot module dot css, layout dot module dot css, and now this is I've included that css. Now where to use it? As I've told, this app underscore app.js, it is a very important file. Underscore app.js is a very important file. So but I'm going to use this common layout. So I want to use this common layout and everything. See, all the pages comes from this underscore app.js only. So what I'm to do, I have to first wrap this in this, because I'm going to have multiple things here. So there were only single line, so it was been given like that, but we don't have single line. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the, you might have guessed, layout components, and I'm going to wrap this thing. I'm going to wrap this component here. See, now what is happening? Now this, all these global things are getting applied, which is like the min height and all these things are going to apply, which is very important here. So global things are getting applied. Okay, and next is, let me go to the main page. So it is applied to all the pages, not the same, not the one page, but it is applied to all the pages, which is a great thing. So common things, you can apply it like this. So now we will work on the navbar and how to do the navbar, and we should have links also. So again, it is a bit different. So we should have links, because when I click on anything, it should go there. It is not like every time I have to do the about. Just like in React we have a link thing, link link. We all know, whoever done React router, they know that link is there. Okay, so now again I'm going to go here in the styles. I will create a file, nav dot module dot css, nav dot module dot css. I'll create. Again, I will have a bit of common things here, nav dot module dot css, and so now we'll have a navbar component. Okay, so in the, again, the components are always in the components folder, because it is not a page, it's a component, it's a common thing. Okay, so here I'll go and navbar.js. We don't have these pages and these component things are much in React, but here the moment you make some page, inside some page, something you will create, it will create a page. It will, you don't need routing. Okay, so navbar.js is there. Now we have to include something. So a React router link is a different. So we all know link link is there, but here it is a bit different. So here we have to import link from next link. You have to import it like this, import link from next link. And again, another thing is there. See, here we have did it styles. So we can name it anything. It is not like styles or styles only we should names, but we can name it anything. So import, not name it styles only, because anyways it doesn't go to something else. So we can use like this only, styles from dot styles and nav dot module dot css. Nav dot module dot css is there, and I don't like to write it, so I will do this trick. So anyways, it is React, but we don't need to, okay, we don't even need to import React. And one more thing, in the latest React also, we don't need to import the React, and that causes a problem a bit of time. Sometimes it causes a lot of problems in React. Okay, nav. So React also keeps on changing with all this awesome libraries, and class name equal to styles dot nav. So styles dot nav is what? So this nav, a navbar style is there. Again, go through it. It's not a CSS class. Go through it, and styles dot nav is there. And then after that, we have a UL, and this I'll have align. Okay, inside this li, I will have this link. Okay, so the link is quite similar to what we have in React Router DOM, but we imported it from a different place. See, link from next link, not a React Router DOM link. Home and link, home and link. So as I same concept, and then here I'll have this href is about save it. And now it is not showing because we have not added it anywhere. So where we are going to add it? Okay, where we are going to add. So we are going to add it not in the app.js, we are going to add it in the layout. So if you add in the layout has been added in the app.js, and in all the pages it has been added. So here in the layout we are going to add it. So layout, before this div I will have a fragment. All React concepts are there. It is not like that. And React, so React concept plus something more. It is what Next.js is all about. Okay, so this div is there. Okay, and here I will have this navbar. I have this navbar like this. So navbar is there, and save it. My navbar is now been shown here, and home is there. About is also working. Home is also working. About is also working. So both of them are working fine. And the link, so link is like React router only, but we imported it from a next other place, and we don't have a routing files and all those things like that. So next we are going to create our header component. Okay, so header component we are going to create. So for that, again, come back, and here in the styles I will have a header dot module dot css, header dot module dot css, and here I will have again the title and all these things we have, and go through it later on. Anyways, I'm going to give all the code. So this header is there. Now again we are going to have a header.js file. Header.js file again we're going to have, and okay, about, and all I have to do rfce. Let me do this and remove the React and import files from styles and header module.css. Now inside this we'll have this div, empty div, and inside this I'll have a h1 will have again the class name is like React only. Okay, class name is like React, but we are using a modules here. So sty styles dot title. This title we have declared it here. The title we have declared it here, and inside this I'll have a span web. So I'm using this because I'm going to have this. Okay, so p is there, and then p and class name equal to styles dot description is there. Then we'll have keep up to date with latest okay. So we are going to have this. Okay, so this all we have. In this description also we have this. So description also we have. So now we have to use this header. So where we are going to use this header? So again in the header we are going to use in this layout before this children. So we'll have a common header. Save it. So see, this header is there, and in the about is also the header is there. So both the places the header are there. Okay, I'm at 100%. Okay, so now one of the main thing, so this is all static things, all these things. Okay, so now a very important thing. So how to fetch data in a Next.js app? So Next.js doesn't have something like your use effect and all those things are there, but we have a different way to fetch data in Next.js because it's a server-side program. It's not a server-side programming like Node.js, but it's done at the server side. All these things are generated at the server side. That's why it is faster than React. All this code is been generated in the server side. So the API calls, needed to be done in a different way, and this is something which is that 1% difference is there. Okay, so this is something which you have to learn. So there are three ways to fetch data in a Next.js app. So there is something known as get static props, which you are going to do, which allows us to actually fetch data at build time. Then there is a get server side props, which fetch data at every request. Okay, so those things are there, and so we don't have lifecycle methods here. And get static paths. So this is which is dynamic generated paths based on the data we are fetching, and we're going to see all of these things, all these three things. We're going to see how to use them. So let us do that. So we are going to fetch some data from some API endpoint, and how to do that. So here again, always the API call should be done on the main path. So here we are going to go to this index, and index we are going to come down, and here only after this export default and all. Okay, we are going to have this export const get static props. So this is a method. This is not like anything. This is a keyword. The get static props is a method from Next.js. So again, this is something which you need to learn. This is something which is very much required to be learned. Now again, we are going to go to the same fetch API which we always go. So JSON placeholder post. So we are going to go to this everybody's favorite API endpoint. So here we are going to go, and then we are going to do const res equal to await. I'm going to use the fetch. Why do you use access every time? And so this I'm going to use, and then as always I got another part. So it is const articles. So articles equal to await rest.json as always. So this is normal fetch API we are doing, and then there is something is there. This is something which I feel a bit like Redux. Okay, Redux have this thing. Map. Those who don't know, map state to props, map dispatch to props. Those things are there. Okay, so return is there, and then props and articles. So what is happening? So this is returning. So we are not setting. We don't have something like a set state or something. Set state and all those things we have, but we cannot do that in the API thing. So this is a different way to do it. Totally different way. And this is something which you have to learn in a Next.js, because this is a powerful stuff. This is powerful than React. So there are something which are different. Okay, so this is how means we these articles I'm getting, and what I'm doing here, I'm passing it in a props. So when I'm passing it in a props in the same component, I'm going to use it. So this is not like Redux stuff here. Map state to props, something like that. Okay. So there, this props, this is a different props. This is not your React props. This is a Next.js props. So we are having this props. So we can access this articles here now. Here like this, articles here like this. I can access. After this, when I have this articles, which will be basically an array of object, because we're going to get this back. So what we are going to do, we are going to remove this thing, this dummy content we are going to remove, and we are going to have this articles dot map, article just article. Let us see that whether it is coming or not, and h3 article dot title, article dot title. I'm going to have and save it. Save it. Now let us see whether it is coming or not. Article dot title is coming or not, and it is telling me that can't access map. Article is undefined. Okay, so article is undefined. So I know why this is coming. Sometime after this API call, I've seen this thing. I have to rerun this thing. You have to rerun this thing. I've seen this thing. You have to rerun this thing. Right? So you have to rerun this thing. See, now it is coming. Fine. Because it is somewhat server-side rendering thing. So this is because this all data will be we are going to send it to the client. So that's why it is like this. Okay, so we have to do it like this. So this is how you fetch data in a Next.js app. It is a very important thing to learn. Okay, how to do this thing. Okay, so this is done, but we are now going to make a separate component for this article so that it should be a bit good looking. So how to do that? Okay, so let us create yeah, in the style, because we are only showing this. We are going to have a complete app. We are going to have that thing also, like clicking on something, it will go to a page from this your post only. Okay, so we are going to do that. Okay, in the style, I'm going to have this article dot module dot css, article dot module dot css. Again, I'm going to have something here because we're not doing css much here. Article.module.css, we are going to have nice grid and all these things, even having the mobile layer. So that is done. Now so article will have two things. One is there will be article list, and then there will be article item, because that is how we do in React and all the places. Okay, so here inside the component I'll have article list dot js, article list dot js I'm going to have, and RAFCE is there. And then here after this, I don't need the React as I've always told, but we are going to have another component which is article item. Okay, article item dot js I'll do. And okay, we'll make it later on, but let us make it RAFCE, and we'll save it. This is the article list is there, and here I'm going to get those, means this article I'm going to separate it. So this article I'm going to get it as a prop. So articles I'm going to get as a props, and then div I'm going to have here class name equal to, let us import it, import styles from dot styles article dot module dot css, because we just saved article or module dot css. So here the class name will be like styles dot grid, which we just declared. And now with this mapping logic, we are going to have it here. Okay, articles dot map dot article, and this thing we are going to pass it in a article. So this is nothing unlike Next.js, and this is simple React article item and article. So we are looping through it and passing the single article here. Okay, so like this we are passing, save it. Now let us make this article item. So here we are going to first have this styles again, and we are going to also have a link, because we're going to have one thing here. So we are going to have a link so that we can click on each article and go to the detail of this article. Okay, so next link from next link I'm going to have, and after this here in the article item I'm going to have this, because I'm going to get a single prop as article. So here everything is a lot like React only. The link is also like what we have in a React router DOM, but we are importing it from a different library, and it is totally different. The syntax is quite similar. Okay, link href equal to like this. Okay, and one more thing is that we are going to do something now, article, because we are going to, what I'm creating here, so that the click thing is happening. All these articles will be shown, and then when I click on it, it should go to the individual article. So like this I'm going to have, and then so in React we have some wildcard in a React router. So Next.js is a lot about learning React Router in a different way. So that wildcard is there, and through that we go to a separate thing. But here instead of wildcard we follow a different way, and we're going to see how we are going to do that. Okay, so then article is there, and article dot id I'm passing here. See, this id is something, again we have this as a different in this API endpoint, we have this different. So article dot id is there. Then after this I'm going to have a class name is styles dot card is there. Is there, and here x3 is there. We have a article dot title, and we'll have a, this will have, so we'll see how this will come. Now save it. Now we are going to use this. Okay, now we are going to use this. So article item is also using our common thing and all. So now it's better to use it in the index. So index, instead of having this, we are going to pass the whole thing. So I will come here and article list, and here I'm going to pass the complete array. Articles equal to articles. Article is also selected. Okay, and save it and see, this is how it is coming. So this is all it is coming. I'm showing some nice styles. So all of this array, whatever the array was there, I'm just passing it to the article list. Article list, I have changed the mapping thing. So this mapping thing is changed here, just like in a React. And then in this article item, I'm showing the individual one. An individual one have a link. So what is this link all about? So see, if I click on this link, see, one more thing, it is very important to understand that it is, whenever I will click on this link, article and article.id, article.id will be nothing but this id 1 2 3 4, whatever it is coming from our backend, from our API endpoint. So if I click on anywhere, see, it will go to the article 1 it is going, because I clicked on the 1. Anyways, the page is not there, so it is, I'm getting a 404, this page cannot be found. But see, if I go here, it will be article 6, but the page is not found. So how to do this thing here? How to do this is something known as wildcard thing, and this is a very important concept in React also. You can implement the same thing in React, and you're going to see that in the routing part we give something like a wildcard, that not that colon and id, something like that we do in the routing file. Here we do it in a totally different way. Okay, and this is something might be confusing, but here what happens, it is a different to implement. This is known as nested routing. This is a different way to implement. Okay, so here what we have here, we will create, okay, here we will create a id folder. Okay, so one sec. So here we will create a id folder. Inside this pages is there. Okay, so this pages is there. In this pages folder, create a article folder, because it is going to /article. So we are going to create a article, exactly like article, whatever is there. This is, I'm implementing nested out. So article I have created inside the pages folder, because whatever we create inside the pages folder, it gets created. So this article route I have to create, and inside this, what I have to create, this is again a unique thing. This bracket, square bracket. So this is the way it is done here, square bracket, and this the folder name should be exactly like this, square bracket and this id. So folder name, this is the folder name I have done, and inside this I'll have a index.js. Inside this I'll have a new file, index.js. I'm going to have this index.js here. Now we are going to have this, means this is working, this is how it works, this nested route, this is how it works. Okay, so we'll come here, and here again I will have this ce, and but okay, it will be like this, but it will not be called it will not be called your what did it say, It will not be called a index and all. Okay, it will call a article, because this is what this route is all about, this article. So it will be called a article. Okay, article, export default article, export default article I have done. And now this will get this, first thing is that there is no react here, so import, we are going to have a link here again, link from next link I'm going to have, and I'm going to have this article. We're going to get this separate article here, because we are getting an article here, article is coming, so I'm getting this as props. Okay, I'm getting this as props. But what we are going to do here, we are going to show something here. We are going to use again another of the thing which is known as get server side props through a API call to a different endpoint. Different, so there is another endpoint here in the JSON placeholder. So if I make it a bit bigger, see this is a normal endpoint is there, but there's one more endpoint. If I go to 1, it will show me this object like this. I can go to anything like this 6, it will go take me to this post number 6, it will take me to the post number 6. This is very important thing. Okay, so now this is done. Now what to do? So we are going to have this get server side props here again, and through that we are going to do again another API call. Okay, in this individual page I'm going to do another API call. So let us do that. And where we have this API call, so export const get static props we have. So we are going to have something like this only. So okay, so let us copy this thing now and let me paste it here. So we are going to have it like this, and but it will be called get, not a static props, get server side props. And as I've told earlier, this runs multiple times, and that runs only once time, because every time I'm go to a page I have to run this thing. Okay, that is the reason we take it. Okay, so and here a bit of difference is there. Here I have to pass something known as a context here, context here I'm going to pass. Okay, and then let's await, and this is all okay. And what I'm going to have here, template string I'm going to have, and context, there is something in React router also, there is a params.id. Params.id is there. Those who have done means you have to think in the React router term here. Okay, that params.id is there, through which what happens, I can get this param, get this number exactly in my component in React router, it is there. But here how to get that thing, because through that only I'm going to do this API call. So how to get that thing, for that we have used this context, and we will have that through this context only. This post I'm going to have, and after this I'll have this dollar context dot params dot id, and we have this params dot id there in React router DOM also. In fact, we have a nowadays we have a use params hook also there in React router, which is very much used. Okay, so and then article is JSON and all, and props is not articles, it is articles, it is singular, because we are getting something like a singular, and this props is the thing which we are doing it here. Okay, this props is the thing which we are getting it here. So article, single article is there. So now what I'm going to do here, I'll come, let's have some fragment here, and h1, and I'm going to have, and then article dot title, article dot title, where from where it is coming, this article dot title. Individual one also have a title h1. I'm going to have a t is article body, then I will have a br, then I will have a link, href is like this, and go back, That ID in square bracket is required. That is the way the wildcard works here in React. That is required. This is something which is required here. That might be something which is a bit weird also, but that is required something because we are not using that routing in that way in which it is used. Okay, so that is there. Save it, and so let me see here. Okay, okay, it is giving me error. Okay, let's debug it. Okay, let me also give the attendance sheet for today. Mark your attendance here. Mark your attendance here. Mark your attendances here, and let's go back. Please use the Json serializable data types. Okay, Json serializable data type. What does that mean? Okay, article.body and pages article ID. Okay. Maybe I missed something. Anyways, article item is there. It is article. Server side prop. Maybe the server side prop name is right or not. I know what is the problem. This is not articles. This is article. Save it. Yeah, it is coming. It is coming. Perfect. And I go back. It will go back. And click anything. It will be there. Go back. And it is doing that again. Another API call. So this is how the other API call is also been done, and we have completed this small project type of thing also, and we have learned all this thing, and we are going to continue doing this thing. Means the whole of Next.js I'm going to teach it like this. Means it is like these two methods are very important. This is not, we don't have any lifecycle methods or something like this. We have to do the API call like this. So whenever we do some projects and all, we are going to do it with this only. Okay, so with this we have means completed today's class, and so hope you all have filled that attendance form, and hope you like this Next.js thing, and this is the something which should be there in your resume as a React.js developer. So hope you all create some projects with Next.js. There are something more on my channel also, but we are going to do this 5-day thing, and we are going to do more Next.js projects. Okay, with this I will end today's stream here, and see you all tomorrow on day 2 of Next.js. Bye.